And it just warms my heart that they remember him and love him the way they do. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, I'm about to expose every lie they done told, like how they trafficking kids and why they ain't got a soul. They feeding off our energy, trying to destroy the globe. They got weather control, they even making it snow. But we can't run from it, gotta grab it by the antler.
All right, y'all, we back with part 2 of the Bernie Mac conspiracy, y'all. Because it's, in my humble opinion, that somebody did conspire against Bernie Mac, all right? And already, just by the first half that we watched, I've caught so many red flags, y'all, on his behalf and on the people that were in his immediate 360s behalf as well. Okay? And it's just sad, man, because this is the extent that people will go in order to be famous, in order to have material gain. Like, it's overly sick, y'all. It's overly sick. I mean, and I just say that to say, man, I don't want nobody running alone feeling sorry for nobody in this situation, because in this situation, let's make no mistake, man, Bernie Mac did sign a deal with the devil. All right. And so when you sign a deal with the devil, man, this is what you get. Because he coming to collect. All right. And so with that being said, man, I just want to say I cannot confirm or deny anything that's about to get ready to be said in this video, but I will ask, as always, that you guys use discernment, and let's go ahead and jump into the second half.
From Bernie's life as a stand-up comedian suddenly burdened with caring for his sister's kids. The show quickly became one of Fox's most popular sitcoms and ran for 5 seasons, even winning an Emmy.
Hey! Bernie, man, I ain't ate in 2 weeks, brother.
2, you kidding?
2 weeks?
Just 2.
Hey, it's been so long, brother, I forgot what food tastes like anymore.
Man, you know what? I wouldn't even worry about it.
No, why not?
Because it still tastes the same.
Oh, you dead, great mother.
By the time it was canceled in 2006, Bernie was a household name. Around this time, Bernie also leveraged this momentum to land major Hollywood movie roles. He demonstrated a versatility as an actor that surpassed just comedy. His breakout role was in 2001's Ocean's 11 ensemble, featuring alongside A-listers like George Clooney and Brad Pitt. He would go on to appear in other hit films such as Charlie's Angels, Bad Santa, and Transformers. Bernie's comedy chops, magnetic presence, and improvisational instincts made him a scene stealer. With both TV sitcom and feature film credits to his name as lead actor, Bernie Mac had cemented his status as one of the most popular African-American comedic stars of his era. But no matter how successful he became, Bernie continued working as hard as ever on his projects. At the same time as all of these TV and film appearances, Bernie never quit doing live shows, touring extensively nearly all year around. After growing up struggling in poverty, he never took his success for granted. He felt pressure to continue pushing his body to the limits to please his fans. And after going from success to success, Bernie's career seemed unstoppable. But in the end, Bernie's career would be tragically cut short by his own body betraying him. For years behind the scenes, Bernie had struggled with health issues. Although he smoked, Bernie's friends report that he barely drank and did not use any other substances. His health issues were instead caused by bad luck. In 1983, when Bernie was...
Now, let's just ask yourself a question. How could someone's health issues be caused by bad luck? It don't even make sense. See, and I'm not going to even flex, man. I just don't agree with the narrative that the narrator in this video is painting, because we all know the truth. We know the truth. Let's just put it the way it is, man. It's in my humble opinion. And look, I'm not a medical practitioner or nothing, man, but he was targeted, y'all. He was targeted because we know it's only X amount of ways that you can become sick. We know that already.
In his mid-20s pursuing a career in stand-up comedy, he started developing breathing issues and eventually collapsed with extreme fatigue and breathlessness. After collapsing, Bernie was diagnosed with a little-known autoimmune disease called sarcoidosis. Its cause is unknown, but is thought to have a genetic component. For African Americans like Bernie, sarcoidosis tends to be more aggressive and harder to treat. This disease is an inflammatory lung disease, and it causes inflammation as the immune system attacks the body's own tissues. This can severely impact the body's organs and tissues over time. This inflammation reduces lung capacity and makes breathing difficult. Bernie often suffered with breathlessness as a result. However, despite this devastating diagnosis, Bernie refused to rest and continued to push through, working as hard as ever on his comedy. To try and treat sarcoidosis by reducing inflammation, corticosteroids are used. As a result, Bernie was prescribed courses of prednisone. However, this
Prednisone. Hey, look, y'all, I had to experience myself with prednisone, man, and it didn't turn out as great as he wants to make it sound. It didn't. Okay? But, like, none of what he's saying is making sense at this point. None of what he's saying that they don't even know the cause of his illness, y'all. He didn't breathe in anything. Did he drink something? What happened to cause his lungs to become the way that they were in order for him to even end up in the position that he was? That's a mystery. Would you agree? It's a mystery. Okay. Here it is. He survived 50 years of his life. Okay. Only to make it to his 50th year and then behind the scenes end up with, in a situation where his immune system is attacking him. Got to read between the lines, y'all.
medication took its toll on Bernie. The medication also worked by suppressing the immune system's response to stop it from faultily attacking Bernie's organs. Although weakening the immune system helped with the side effects of sarcoidosis, it left Bernie immunocompromised and susceptible to infections. Friends say that sets had to be sanitized heavily to try and prevent Bernie from getting colds.
On that set, everything was sterilized. You couldn't shake his hand, and they prepped you before you came. Don't shake his hand, don't cough, don't sneeze. If you have to do any of these things, exit the set.
As his immune system was weakened, even the normal common cold could have serious complications for Bernie. Towards the end of his life, Bernie seemed to realize that he needed to slow down. In 2007, on David Letterman, Bernie claimed he was going to retire after his final film was finished. Unfortunately, he never got the opportunity to retire. Like many autoimmune diseases, sarcoidosis goes through cycles of remission and flare-ups. In 2005, thanks to the corticosteroids suppressing his immune system, Bernie reported that the illness was in remission. But the long-term damage had already been done. His lungs had permanent scarring and reduced capacity, and the corticosteroids he was taking were still suppressing his immune system. So when Bernie contracted pneumonia in late July 2008 at 50 years old, his body was very vulnerable. His immune system was weakened by the corticosteroids he was taking, and his lungs were already severely weakened and vulnerable.
So you mean to tell me the same medicine that they were giving him that was supposed to help him actually brought him to his demise? And another question, what was his lungs actually scarred from? Was it the medicine? Huh? Because what did he inhale? He had to inhale something for his lungs to be scarred. Like, we have to use our common sense in a situation like this, y'all. You mean to tell me this man lungs just became scarred out of thin air? Nothing caused it. Because the law of the universe says for every cause is that there is an effect. So what caused this effect? Man, look, in my opinion, man, this is the same game that they play, bro. They play this game all the time on everybody. It's sick.
From years of sarcoidosis. But instead of resting, Bernie continued working at a hectic pace. Bernie joked in his comedy about going to the hospital over a minor inconvenience like a nosebleed.
See, black folks don't go to the hospital, somebody in the head with a bat. If I get a nosebleed, what's wrong with put your clothes on, take me to the goddamn hospital?
However, in reality, Bernie was so focused on his work that he ignored his symptoms for the first few days. Eventually, his body forced him to stop. He was unable to fight off the pneumonia, and after experiencing extreme breathlessness and a fever on July 24th, he was rushed to hospital. As his lungs were too weak, doctors quickly put him on a ventilator in the ICU as they worked to treat his pneumonia. Bernie remained in intensive care, hooked up to the ventilator, for over 2 weeks. During this time, he was only semi-conscious at times and could barely communicate. While in the hospital, Bernie was infected with another strain of pneumonia and got double pneumonia. On July 31st, Bernie opened his eyes and pointed to the ventilator machine, indicating he wanted it out as he felt he could breathe on his own. However, he was too weak to speak, and it seems as though Bernie was being overly optimistic about his recovery.
I believe in that moment, Bernie had came to the realization that that was causing him more damage than it was helping him. Okay? And he was trying to, tell somebody, man, get this up out of me, man, because he may have had a premonition, man. You feel me? The Most High probably came to him in that moment of his sleep and told him, like, man, you need to get that up out of you. You need to get that up out of you, because it's causing you more damage than it is helping you. And look, they're going to try to say he was too weak to speak. If he's pointing at it, what do you think he's indicating? Do it make sense? Y'all better, man, let he wear his ass see clearly, man.
After this, he slipped back out of consciousness and did not wake again until the day before his passing. On August the 8th, Bernie opened his eyes and looked at his wife. She pleaded with him to stay strong.
Please don't die. Please don't die. I said, I'm here.
Bernie shrugged his shoulders, indicating he was too weak to continue. A few hours after this, in the early morning of August 9th, he suffered a heart attack. Doctors managed to resuscitate him. However, an hour later, he had yet another heart attack. They were unable to resuscitate Bernie this time. At 2 a.m. on August 9th, 2008, Bernie Mac had sadly passed away. His sudden passing shocked the comedy world.
And it just warms my heart that they remember him and love him the way they do. Thank you all so much.
And look at Steve Harvey, man. They so phony, bro. Bro, I really pray that the Most High gets on her top. I'm hoping every night she has nightmares. I want her existence to not even be, look, she shouldn't have a lick of fun on this plane of planet, bro, because she partook in that. And now she's sitting on the stage telling her story. This is what they do, y'all. This is how they reel them in. You have a story to tell. You got a story to tell, man. Man, look. Y'all better, man, beware of them people who come along. They tell you, man, if you do this, we're going to write you a book. We're going to give you your story to tell. Because, look, I'm telling you, with strings attached with that. It's crazy.
The hardest thing for a black man to do is to be an individual, is to stand on your own and to say what you mean and to not be influenced by anybody.
And see, you have to understand, it's alleged that him and Steve Harvey, I think this D.L. Hughley and Steve Harvey played a major role in the transitioning of Bernie Mac. It was alleged that they set him up, okay, because he had discovered something that didn't sit right with his soul, and he wanted to speak on it, which was, now don't quote me on this. He was supposed to had discovered the fact that people were being cloned. He didn't agree on it. He wanted to speak up, and allegedly Steve Harvey used that as a way to boost his career. Okay, and D.L. Hughley knew about it. This is why he has the shades on. You have to understand. Anytime somebody is wearing shades, and I'm assuming that this is at his funeral. Okay, why are you wearing shades at his funeral? What are you trying to hide? Because anytime somebody is wearing shades, man, they're trying to hide something, because you have to understand your eyes, okay, is what they the eyes of the soul, right? You can see what a person is thinking through their eyes, man. Your eyes are going to tell you a lot about, what it is that really is on your mind, what it is that you really feel. This is a sad situation, man.
Make your own mind up and your own way. And Bernie Mac was a man. Believe me when I tell you. He stood on his own. He said what he believed.
Right up until the end, Bernie was working as tirelessly as ever. The suddenness of it led to all sorts of theories that his passing was not natural. After all, an active 50-year-old man suddenly passing away from pneumonia is surprising. There are theories that those in Hollywood got rid of Bernie as he would not play along and conform to Hollywood's expectations.
Actually, on the lap, you're sitting. Did you wait?
No.
It would be her. Abby, isn't Jeremy on the other side? Where am I? I'm gonna show you. Ow! All right, Bernie. He's actually gonna sit on your lap. No. Okay. Do we have another?
Bernie's refusal to conform was evident in his final weeks, with his refusal to tone down his comedy at Obama's fundraiser. Even in front of a presidential candidate and a hostile and heckling audience, Bernie refused to be intimidated. However, there is no evidence of foul play in Bernie's passing. Although Bernie Mac's wife initially sued Bernie's doctor for medical malpractice, she later dropped the lawsuit. It seems as though Bernie's health was so fragile that it was only a matter of time before his body gave in. His passing was not sudden at all. His body was already ravaged from a decades-long battle with sarcoidosis. So while pneumonia was the official cause of death, the sarcoidosis certainly played a role. Although he was in remission from sarcoidosis in his final years, his lungs were already permanently damaged by inflammation and scarring from the illness.
For me, man, this is just more validation of why it is that we shouldn't be trying to get into these hospitals, man. We need to be actually learn how to heal ourselves, y'all. Because if he would have had this information, he could have avoided all of this. And I agree 100% with him. Like, why would I want this pre-adult to be sitting on my lap? Like, this ain't no child. He's not a toddler. You know what I'm saying? See, those are the type of things that they use later on to try to assassinate your character, to try to make it seem like that you're somebody that you're not. You see what I'm saying? And he peeped game, bro. These are probably the things that he used to talk to his wife about behind the scenes, not knowing that he was sleeping with the enemy. It be like that. It be like that, bro. And look, she disgusts me. She disgusts me, y'all. I see it all in her, bro. Like, she disgusts me. All of them do. Steve Harvey. You know what I'm saying? Whatever his name was, D.L. Hughley. They disgust me at this point, man. I don't care about what they say, how they feel, man. Y'all are disgusting people, man. For you to be able to partake in something like this, and this is all allegedly. For you to be able to partake in something like this, and then still get up and speak at somebody's funeral, and then go around and, you know what I'm saying, take all of this money from other people, you know, to be able to tell this weak story that's not even your own story, speaking about his wife. Because you have to understand, see, she was going to sue the doctor, but they didn't want another situation. Or you see what happened with Michael Jackson, because I think he actually passed before Michael Jackson. The doctor didn't want to go down because you have to understand, you know, when we talk about agents, that's what he was. He was just only doing his job. And that's in my opinion, right? He was only doing what it was that he was supposed to do and what he took an oath to do. So they weren't going to let him go down for it in that opinion. I mean, in that, you know, with the understanding of that, they weren't going to let him go down. So they came to her because she knew that she was supposed to get her palms greased. And this is just spirit telling me, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? My intuition is speaking right now too as well. Okay. She was supposed to get her palms greased, right? So she was like, okay, if I ain't gonna get my palms greased, how am I gonna get my palm greased? I got to sue him? And they were like, no, we ain't gonna do that because he's gonna use his malpractice and all that extra stuff, right? So what we'll do is, man, you snatch away the lawsuit, and what we do is we're gonna get you on Good Morning America. We're gonna get you on every syndicated talk show in the world so that you can get the money that you need. Added on that, we know you're the beneficiary of his life insurance. Okay. And if you're not, we're gonna make you the beneficiary of his life insurance. Even if we have to falsify some paperwork, because they will do it. Okay. And not only that, man, you feel me? Whatever he has left, you're gonna get that as well. So you're gonna be well off. You're gonna be well off. I don't know if they had kids or not, because I don't think they even spoke of no kids. So who got the money? See, this is why I be trying to tell y'all, man, For the love of money is the root to all evil, man. When you start worshiping money, bro, that's when you get up here and you start doing things like this, bro. When you ain't balanced out and you don't understand that, bro, money is not going to make you happy, that's when you start doing things like this. And I can guarantee you, man, it's plenty nights, bro, that she rolls over dreaming about Bernie. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, she dreaming about Bernie, bro, and wishing he was there because she thought that money was going to fulfill her. Man, she probably right now wish she would have never done that. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please get over to YouTube. Follow me on YouTube at I Am Awakend. Also, please don't forget to follow me on Instagram at I Am Awakend _chosen one. And I just want to leave you guys as I came. I want you guys to always be aware, because to be aware is to be alive. And as always, peace, family. Peace meaning positive energy. Always creates elevation. Ashe.